Greetings everyone, I am Sister Lilia and welcome to my armory. So, I've had these for a while, and I know that some of you have wanted me to actually return to it. Now, apologies on the state of the box, they don't ship these in hard cardboard last I checked, and heck, they don't even shrink wrap them. So it gets a bit beaten up in shipping, plus it's sat in storage for a while, so that will have added to it. So, shieldwolf held the title of being the first plastic Sisters of Battle to be released, followed hot on the heels by GW. Though really, GW probably started work on their Sisters of Battle when they saw that Raging Heroes was doing really well. And they put out a community survey, and one of the top responses was, make plastic Sisters of Battle. Another one of those responses would have been, lower your damn prices. And on the subject of price, back in 2020 when I bought some of these, two boxes of these cost me the same, cost me about the same as one Sister of Battle box. As in one Battle Sister Squad box. That has kind of stayed the same because the Sister of Battle boxes got more expensive. So for the cost of one GW squad, I can get 40 sisters. Or for the cost of 10 GW Sisters of Battle, I can get 40. So for games of Apocalypse, these would be great. So let's just kind of look at the back. We've got different art for some of the versions of them. Kind of lists off the back the parts. Now it considers the big backpacks they've got as jetpacks. They've got some pistols, some apparently plasma rifles. I'm guessing it's that thing. They've got apparently heavy plasma rifles. You've got metal storms. Not sure which one that was because I don't remember noticing much of it. 6 shotguns. Which were the shotguns? 2 machine guns, 2 magazine belts, 5 scrolls, 5 Celtic crosses, 5 Celtic crosses with hands, champions, 5 champion swords, champion hammers, 25 right arms, 30 left arms, 20 open hands, 5 closed grip hands, 5 books with hand, 10 hooded heads, 12 non-hooded heads, 20 pauldron sets, 21 front tabards, 21 rear tabards, 2 machine gun with left hand, 17 guns with right hand. That's the parts list. Now, you'll note this doesn't come with instructions. Not sure what the decision was on their end, but yeah, they kind of went, you know what, you don't need instructions. So, it is 5 identical sprues. And a packet of bases. Comes with a fit. Well, actually, no, not 5 identical sprues. 5. You've got. What are we? I think we're. What is it? 3 identical ones. 3 identical sprues and 2 identical sprues because you've got your 10. You've got your 12 helmets on that. 12 bare heads, well, unhelmeted heads, and 10 helmeted heads across these. Now the pauldrons on them give, if I can get that on camera, kind of give, these ones especially, give Fire Nation vibes. And yes, we've got the heavy flamer there, we've got the, we've got a flamethrower, we've got a machine gun, we've got plenty of sidearm weaponry, pistol, we've got flame weapons, we've got also twin barrel heat weapon, single barrel heat weapon. I guess that's meant to be the metal bolter, or twin. What are we? Twin metals, two metal storms. You've got a one with half a barrel and heat thing. Wacky. And on here you've got backpacks and bits. And as you can see, there's no real mould points for torsos to interact with each other beyond shape. Like there's no tab and slot or pin and hole connections on here, which means other than just suggested placement on here, there isn't any clear way of them going together. And while there might be a set of instructions somewhere on their website, they're not in the kit. And these parts don't always fit together all that great. I mean, if you're used to dealing with things like resin models, you're probably used to gap filling. But, yeah. Now, a lot of you nowadays will probably know shieldwolf for their alternative Death Corps of Krieg, or whatever the heck they're calling them, and their alternative to Lan. And both look great, and both don't come in plastic. I'd love to have them, I just don't like working with resin, and also haven't got around to ordering any. Then the infantry box for them sold out, and I think that partly had something to do with Kill Team, bringing out Krieg for GW. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. I'm going to go and build these up. Okay, and we have 20 of them painted up. Now, let's just bring the camera in. So, sculpts-wise, they could be better. Like, they're decent enough, and my camera is actually focusing, which helps. Now, I don't know where my little turntable is, or I'd be using it in this video. But yes, now these were mainly painted during my, well, some of them were painted a while back, and the rest was kind of batch painted in the lead up to the end of the year, so, and things have been busy, so I haven't got back to them, which is why the bases aren't painted. But yes, otherwise, they look decent enough. I mean, we've got the machine gunner there, we've got the flamethrower here. Like this set comes with 10 hooded heads and I think 12 bear heads, which is kind of what I attempted to do with the superior or sergeant. Have the melter gun. Gotta love the Space Karen haircut. We've got the superior. That pose is wonky, I know. Okay, size comparison wise, here we have it with the miniature from Thingo, the Frostgrave miniature. Here we have it with AGW Sister of Battle. Now the base is a little thicker. Let's just move it more towards the centre. So the GW Sister of Battle has much nicer details, and they're generally much nicer. The skirt was kind of moulded into it. The skirts on these are weird. They seem like they're designed to be generic, but the lack of an instruction manual for these models, kind of, some bits seem like they don't go together with others. Some seem like they're designed to go together. Partly stuff seems like it's placed together on the sprue as if it's meant to be put together, but sometimes that doesn't work. These models are a bit of a mess. They were rough. Like, these models came out before GW's range. These were put on Kickstarter and went through before GW actually, I think, announced the Sisters of Battle. They finally were released before the Sisters of Battle. Came out in 2019. Yeah, like, What's that one that I did? There we go. That one. So yeah, the kind of setup. So yes, we've got that, and the creaking you can hear is the tape I'm using to hold things together. It's also the box I'm using happens to be the box that has my characters from my Sisters of Battle in it that were done before the pandemic, or before and partly into. Oops. Here's how they compare to a metal engine seer. So they are bigger than an engine seer, but funny enough, they ended up being kind of in scale almost for the GW ones. Like, she's a bit more dynamically posed, so let's find one that's a bit more spaced out. That's a bit more dramatic. But yeah, the Trolls Under the Bridge models, I'll just kind of move them more together. Scale-wise, you can kind of see the difference a bit. I'm running out of things to say, really. Let's get with them. Are these worth getting in 2024? Maybe. It depends really on where you're going to be playing or who you're going to be playing with. You can't run third-party miniatures in GW and in a lot of tournaments. A lot of tournaments are kind of GW sycophantic. Yes, that is a dig at TOs. When the game costs as much as it does, you should be allowing people to take cheaper options. But yeah, that is what it is. But if you've got a friendly local gaming store that doesn't care about where the miniatures come from, as long as you vaguely buy things in their store so as to keep them going, or they may charge table hire so as to get around the issue of constantly requiring you to buy things in their store, then yeah, these can be worth it if you're wanting to bulk out your Sisters of Battle army. What these models would be good for is as bulk numbers for something like a big game of Apocalypse where you're planning on having lots of Sisters fielded in big blobs of troops. Like if you've got, say, fortifications you need to man, these would be perfect for that. For sticking like 10 or 20 of them in and on a fortification and to hold it for as long as possible while the bigger, heavier things do the damage against each other. Now, there are a few upgrades that shieldwolf put out. I didn't buy them with them because it added extra to the cost, and I was already spending like 100 Australian on the 20 that I got back in the pandemic. Me fiddling out of the camera. My hands get bored when my mind is focusing on a video. But yes, the models, but yeah, they're a decent option if you're on a bit of a budget and you're wanting to bulk out your infantry. But because they're third party, you can't always guarantee you can be able to field them. Like, you're going to want to check with opponents before you run them because sometimes opponents get snippy about these things. And you're going to want to make sure that the venue and or event lets you run third party stuff. Most venues won't care, but there are the odd few. That aside, if you want to run them as, say, Sisters in a one-page rules game, I doubt anyone would care. They're decent enough models. It's just if you're wanting to run them as proxies for GW stuff, if you're just wanting to have bulk numbers to add into your Sisters of Battle to expand what you can run, these are a good option. As I said, you can get 2 boxes of these things for practically the same price as a GW set. Now, currency conversion may vary, and it may be worse than that. It may be 1.5 of these boxes per GW box. I don't know what that translates to, what the British price translates to versus the price for these. But in Australia, it's cheaper to get 2 boxes of these, especially when you factor in that GW raised the prices last year. Was it last year or the year before? They raised them recently enough that it's annoying. Because I was looking and it's like, hold up, these aren't $98 anymore. They're over $100. What the heck? But yeah. So if you're wanting to get these, go for it. I'm under no obligation to say do or don't get them. I wasn't sent any of these. I'm sure I've been in communication with shieldwolf, but that's been more to just make sure that I'm not going to be stepping on anyone's toes by doing things like doing conversions on them that dramatically change how they look in such a way that might, get in the way of them doing a future model. But we've not seen any future models for them, so who knows? That might happen by the time we get around to working on the other 40 of these things. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough.